Hello and greetings from me, the Dean of Admissions, the Dean of Teaching, and the host of Sam Brown University TV, the president of the school, Sam Brown. I just want to say thank you all so much for supporting the show. The feedback's been amazing, except from fans of Philadelphia sports.
Vandals overtook a linen delivery truck and then set all the tablecloths and napkins on fire. These knuckleheads thought it would be a good idea to topple a light pole.
Those Philadelphia fans have been atrocious and should be ashamed of themselves. And also the fans of Red Dead Redemption 2 should also be ashamed of themselves. I just wanted to announce that we are on break this week. Yes, we are taking a short break this week, and we have a few fun things in the works, and so the show's going to be a little bit different for the next couple weeks. It's not going to be like real full-on episodes. It's we're have those cooking, and those are about, we're putting that together. And I just wanted to say I had a few announcements. One, thank you to everyone who participated in the No Kings protest this weekend. That was very cool. A lot of people on campus came out. But also, thank you to everyone who participated in the No Prings protest the next day. I know a lot of you on the student body are not fans of Pringles for some reason and want them taken off of our campus. Now, we're not even in charge of stocking the vending machines here at Sam Brown University. That's a company that has, rented the space. And, we have nothing to do with Pringles here. I think take it up with them. But, it was insane how many people don't like Pringles here. I'm a fan of Pringles, and I think they're a pretty good potato chip, and they got some pretty good flavors. The pizza one, that's very good. I don't know why we would be protesting Pringles, but also the No Prings protest went off amazingly, So just big props to everyone for respecting the campus and all that. Also, so this week, it's we don't have a real episode, but I wanted to give you guys something to think about. And I know it's October. My birthday is on Sunday, October 26th. So if you want to wish me a happy birthday, please do. If you want to get me something, you could buy me a cameo from me. That's something you could do. That would be really nice. I would feel appreciated as the Dean of Admissions here at the university. The Dean of... I have a lot of hats here. Wear a lot of hats at the university. So I wanted to give some people some things to think about with it being late October. I know people are watching scary movies. I've been watching scary movies all month long, and I wanted to give you my thoughts on some of them. All right, so Talk to Me. I really loved the first half of Talk to Me. I thought the second half kind of fell off. It just didn't know what it was doing. And I just feel like I was ready to hear the rest of the story, and I feel like we didn't even get the rest of the story. And I felt like some of the character relationships that we've built in the first half just get sort of tossed in the second half. And Talk to Me, keep talking. Let's get something better. But I really liked the first half of that movie. The Blackening It's very funny. Very fun take on the slasher genre. Kind of more fun than scary, and a lot of big laughs, a lot of great performances. Just enough of all these different types of genres coming together to make a very easy watch. I also watched the Burnt Offerings. Not the Burnt Offerings. I gotta admit, I fell asleep during it. It might be good, but it's that 70s kind of old, slower paced. It was like, had a cool tone and everything, and then before anything really started happening, I was out. It was a good sleep, say that. I slept real well. Terrifier. I watched Terrifier for the first time last night. I was kind of glad it wasn't like there was one moment that was like, whoa, this is freaking gross. Really kind of punishing to the audience. And I was kind of glad that that was the only moment of Terrifier I felt was like so much, because I've heard so much about it. I think I was like really braced for it to be just like punishing to the audience. And Art the Clown, I even before seeing the movie, I saw the appeal of what a fun character. Lots of fun stuff there. Saw 28 years later, right? That's what that movie's called, right? Yeah, 28 years later. It was fun. It ended at a place I didn't think it was going to end, and it's like the first of 3, so we'll see where this thing is going, and kind of fun. There was some parts of it, though, that just like I thought looked more like I was playing like a God of War video game, and like kind of like looked just like too colorful and too digital, and that kind of bummed me out a little bit. But at the end of the day, what you gonna do? At the end of the day, what you gonna do? See, I saw Smashing Machine. That's not a horror movie, but didn't really care for it. Sorry for those smashing heads out there. The Rock was good, and I mean, like, kind of good. Here's what I'll say, is that The Rock, like, his appearance, it just, like, his appearance made him feel like a different person. And to be an actor on screen and you to feel like a different person, you're doing your job, right? But if you close your eyes, it still is just kind of The Rock. Like, it still is, like, Dwayne Johnson, like nice guy, strong guy Dwayne Johnson. And then I felt like the story was like, I felt weird that like the avenue they took as filmmakers, like it's based on a true story, and it seemed like there was like more characters you could bring into the spotlight to focus the story around than just to focus it on the Smashing Machine. And I liked, like his story and everything. It's just that, like, at the end of the day, as far as like fighting movie goes, which is a genre I like, there's like better, versions of a similar story. And I didn't think it brought really much to the table. Sorry. Black Phone, I saw. It was kind of like that scene in The Matrix where Neo gets the cell phone, but a horror movie, which is fun. It's fun. Fresh. I liked Fresh. That was a good one. Like a cannibal, kind of that kind of thing. And I think they land it, It was a fun, like, kind of look at, like, dating in the modern world in a way. And I know, like, I say fun, but I mean, like, successful. Like, it's not like, oh, this is fun. That girl gets kidnapped. Let me look through the news, and maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll just read the headlines to you. And I'm recording this on Monday. Here, this is an article from Glasses USA, Oakley, OX8046, airdrop next day delivery, gray rectangle. Oh wait, that's a sponsored ad. Okay, sorry about that. This is from Zluol Square prescription glasses frames. That's also a sponsored ad. Sorry, I've been shopping for new glasses lately. Let's see. Here's Clear Wrap Safety Glass sponsored ad. Okay. Let me get something that's not a sponsored ad. Nike Kobe Elite Low Protro basketball shoes. Again, sponsored ad. OpenAI cracks down on Sora 2 deepfakes after pressure from Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston getting it done. Saying, hey, stop deepfaking. I bet it was like Bryan Cranston complaining about Trump trying to... Oh, whoa. I didn't hear about this. Sam Rivers' cause of death. What we know about Limp Bizkit bassist dying at 48. I didn't know the bassist for Limp Bizkit died. Oh, bummer. It's always weird. I've noticed that like a lot of people, like when someone dies, they're like, and this is, I experienced this like when, you know, Trevor passed away, but a lot of people are like, how'd he die? How'd he die? And like, it's like, he died. He died. It's, you know, like that's the important part. But I also like, you know, like when people like that die, I'm always curious. I'm always like, well, how'd they die? And I think it's that I'm afraid that, you know, it'll be like, oh, he died of a stroke at 48. And I go, oh, fuck, I'm turning 44 this weekend. It's like, oh, I could have 4 years left. But it's like, it's not like reading about the bassist from Limp Bizkit dying is gonna stop that. The best blonde hair on celebrities. Ooh, that looks like a good article. I use Edge as my browser. And whenever you open it up, it gives you all these news articles tiled out on it, and it's kind of silly because like most of them are ads for either basketball shoes or eyeglasses, because I've been shopping for new basketball shoes and eyeglasses lately. So what horror movies have you guys watched this Halloween? You know, like what have you guys been getting into and getting scary with? No. Get scary with. That's a reference to the Will Smith song Getting Jiggy With. You remember, he used to be so famous, and I feel like he still is like well known, but I feel like no one likes him anymore because everyone in his family seems like a little off.
Wow, dude.
I feel like I'm being mean to Willow there, but ever since the slap happened, but I feel like the slap thing was like kind of like we were kind of like already like, I don't know about this.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Oh, I watched Creep Show. That was a good anthology. That was fun. I mean, nothing was great. There weren't really any great stories there, but it was like fun like vibes, but like just, yeah, the story sucked. Oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Say 3/4 was really good. I think the end starts to really drag. I feel like the layer that they're in is really like such an abstract space that it just sort of like, it's not like the original where you really do feel like you're in a house in the middle of nowhere and you're stuck. You know, the end sort of like dragged in that way. But or not the very end, once we see like daylight and we realize we're not like in the same place, I feel like we just break out of it a little bit. But yeah, I think the radio station scene, the bridge scene, I think there were a lot of really cool things that movie did. I Know What You Did Last Summer remake, or not remake, reboot. That was fun. I didn't finish it, but it was pretty fun. Scream 4 I saw. That was chill. I had fun watching that and want to watch the other Scream movies. And I think that's actually it for me for horror movies. And then I watched Monster, the Ed Gein story, which I really liked. It's like kind of cheesy, but I thought it was like a fun, compelling story. I know it's like not entirely true, but I liked the just what they were kind of throwing down there. It and the way they kind of like tied a bunch of stuff together in a fun way, and were like had a sort of perspective on a situation. And yeah, I thought that towards the end it got like a little crazy, but ultimately I liked it. Yeah, I think for me the scariest movie I've ever seen is The Exorcist. But it's funny, once you've seen so many scary movies that you're like, oh, like, I don't know if it's that I'm desensitized to it, but like, I'm like, that's clearly the scariest movie I've ever seen. And yeah, nothing like really comes close to that. And sort of there's this realization that just in a way scary movies aren't that scary. And I mean, I think ultimately that's like where a lot of horror fans get with it, is like it's not that scary. It's fun, you know, but like there is something that kind of like bums me out when I'm like looking for like a really, really scary movie. What are the scariest movies? What are the scariest movies for you? For me, I would say Exorcist. Candyman would be up there. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, and like I think part of like the latter two of this list are that like I saw them when I was in high school, and there was like a specific kind of vibe to it that scared the crap out of me that I can kind of like reach back to when I think about these movies. Like, there's movies that have good jump scares. I thought that the jump scare in the radio station in Texas Chainsaw Massacre was great. I loved the way that it played with tension, and that it, like, literally flanks you with the jump scare, which you don't see much, you know? It made you, like, hyper nervous about the thing right in front of your face, and then something else pops out. But, and I thought, like, you know, when I think about, like, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there's something so scary about that, because we're all used to watching these sort of, like, final girls scary movies. Oh, another amazing, I would say, not Last Christmas, Black Christmas would be on that list. Not that it's the most scary. I think that's such a good horror movie. It's like very much like the prototypical slasher movie. I mean, I guess you could say Psycho. And yeah, I guess I'd put Psycho on this list too, which is like you got double Geens on that list. Yeah, what is scary? What movies out there are scary? I don't even think like Rosemary's Baby is scary. It's not that I don't think it's good. I think it's good. I just don't like, it doesn't feel scary to me. All right, give me some suggestions here in chat. And yeah, I mean, I'm one of those people that didn't like Cabin in the Woods. I thought there was just something that was, I feel like that was one where like the premise, it was like different, and like there's a certain novelty to it, but like it's not scary. You know what's going on. Like, the monsters are sort of this fabricated thing. Not that they're fabricated, but like that the situation is this sort of fabricated situation. So it kind of takes a lot out of it. Oh, I just watched The Innkeepers with Sarah Paxton, who I thought was amazing in it. I thought she was very fun, and Pat Healy, also like really fun to watch and things. And I thought that was good. I think I expected like a little bit more as far as the like. I thought they were gonna go into like what was going on a little bit more. It kind of felt like it like got to a point, and then they just kind of were like, all right. I really dug what they were like going for. I feel it for me. I feel like there were a lot of details that were like up in the air, and I felt like the details were like things that they were popping in your head of like, pay attention to this, pay attention to that, and then those things sort of like didn't really come into play at all, and it just made me just left me a little bit like, oh, that's it, okay. But it was like everything else around it was really fun. So yeah, what's really scary? What are some thrills and chills out there, guys? Let me know. Tune back in and enjoy your fall break. We have fall breaks here at Sam Brown University. Have a good one. And yeah, I'll be seeing you. Door stuck. Hello? Everyone else here at the university is gone already for vacation. I don't have my phone on me.